that we really needed to increase our membership fee to $30, but according to our bylaws, it has to be put as a standing rule vote to everybody, not just the board. So rather than having everyone say yes, they want it, anyone that is not willing to have us increase to $30 and $25, raise your hand. See, that was much easier, right? I can't count everybody. Okay, so that has been passed.
That's a good point.
I'm sorry. Well, how am I going to tell them? How am I going to raise if people intermingled in their house? I'm going to find them. So we still need it for next year because we've got this year pretty well down pat. We still need a program committee chairperson. This is the person that gets all the demonstrators ready for our meetings. Is there anyone here that thinks they would have an interest in being the committee chairperson for our program committee?
Don't everybody stand up at the same time.
But you don't. But do you know anyone? And are you involved? No, I'm talking to you, hon. Do you raise your hand?
I did, but hey, if you found somebody, if you have somebody else,
No.
I'm more than willing.
But do you know artists and people to contact to have them come and do demonstrations? That's because I know you're new to the group. That was the only reason.
I am, and so what I will do is.
I'm going to put your name down, and we'll see if anyone. I'll put a thing in the brush fire.
Start bugging people.
What is your name?
My name is Sue.
If you're good on the internet, you can look for people.
Sue, what's your name? Your last name?
Mayhew.
H-A-M-A-Y-H-E-W. We made some of these messages, some of these comments that I'm going to make today were things that we discussed last month, but not everyone was back down to Florida, so I'm going to repeat a couple of things. We did make the changes in the bylaws and the standing rules, and they went into your directories. I inserted them. It's really a not fun way to have to do it after you give them out, to have to take them and give everyone a revised schedule. So we are going to be doing the directory in the summer, after all of the officers are elected for next year, after all the bylaws are done, and you will be starting getting your directories then in September, October, November, whenever you get back. Rather than at the end of the year, you're going to get them at the beginning of our season, not our technical year, but our season. Does everyone understand what I mean by getting your directories? Okay. We have to. Another position needs to be filled is that Betty Bronson has decided that her life is really busy. As she's getting younger, she's getting busier and busier, and she does not have. She really wants to hand down being a historian to somebody else. So we need somebody whose responsibility would be to keep hold of all of our records, all of our history, all of our photographs and everything that she's been saving and collecting. How much do we have, Betty? We have 5 books of pictures and information.
But the new historian will need to get a new book because the last one is a big book.
Okay, so we are looking for that position of someone that would be willing to keep the records as a historian to store everything for us. So I'm throwing it out there now. I'll put it in the brush fire in the newsletter. So think about if you'd like to do that. It's a fairly easy job. It's just having the responsibility of making sure that everything gets put in a brush fire, pictures from our luncheons and our awards and all the information that we need to put in. The recording equipment worked out really good. I've had 2 people actually email me and make comments that they went onto YouTube and got to watch our great demonstrations online. And they found it really usable. So does anyone here does everyone know about the fact that they can go to YouTube?
No.
And, okay. Stoney, you want to explain it real fast?
If I could talk loud enough. If you go on to just www.youtube.com, and it's spelled YOU2.com, you can just type in CAG, C-A-G, and Dunedin, and it'll bring up our page. And then there's different videos that you can click on, either the meeting portion of our meetings or the demonstrations, and they're all labeled. And we only have one full meeting on there so far for this year, but each meeting will be on, and this meeting today will be on there within 24 hours. So if you ever have any problems, you can always just call me or email one of us and we'll help you with it.
This way, if something happens, you can't come to a meeting and you want to stay engaged, go watch it on YouTube and you can watch it. There's certain demonstrations, like Anita's one that she did last year with the jar, whatever. That was one that I couldn't watch because I was busy doing something. And I want to be able to try all those methods myself at home so I can set my computer screen up and just work and experiment. So I think this is going to be a great help for everyone. It's going to keep everyone engaged, especially members that cannot come to meetings. Yes.
Can you subscribe to it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, so you'll know when something new is posted.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can even leave messages on there, I think, if you want, comments about it on the videos, things like that.
Okay, our Christmas luncheon. We got a little late. I don't know, the year kind of ran past, and I suddenly realized the other day that we had a luncheon in a month. And
Oh, wow.
so we had decided that we were going to have it here. It worked really well here because we had the perfect place to have our show, our jury show. Cost is extremely inexpensive for us to do it here. We just do our normal meeting. We don't have any extra expenses to have our luncheon here. So Marguerite's going to cater it again. The luncheon we had for Christmas last year was such a hit that I decided without even looking just to go ahead with the same menu. I've got the food choices. What we're having is on if you want to come sign up, it'll be on my table there. And if not, I'll have it all in the brush fire, and it'll go out probably as an email invitation for everybody also. And those of you that don't get emails, I will send you yours. Right now, we only have 5 members that do not get emails.
Oh, that's good.
That's really, really awesome. It makes life really easy. And the decision will be made at the board meeting, whether we do our luncheon at 12 or 12:30.
Pam,
Yes.
are we taking anything other than checks at this point? Are we doing anything with credit cards?
No.
Debit cards?
No.
Cash.
Cash.
I've got cash I could pay for the luncheon
Yes.
today, but I don't have a check with me.
Check.
You can pay cash.
25. Isn't it 25?
It's 25.
And are we bringing art for an art show for the
Yes, and
luncheon?
thank you. It's a judge. It's again one of our judge shows. Elaine and I have to find us our judge, but it will be a judge show, and
Is there any restriction on the size of the paintings?
no, as long as you can get in your car and get it here.
Okay.
Okay, it's the regular meeting date.
It's a regular meeting date. It's on December the 13th.
And bring your easels.
And thank
Bring
you.
what?
I wrote it on my. Yeah, make sure that if you're
Oh,
bringing
that's
paintings
right.
to bring your easels to put it on, because otherwise we just have to put them on chairs and tables, and it doesn't really look very good.
Just writing it down, so.
I drove by, we have Art in the Park, next comment, and they started the meters on October the 3rd. It'll be, the meters are effective from in the park, in that particular spot where we are, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Different lots have different time schedules, so don't assume that every lot has the same time schedule, because we went to the living room and it was 6 o'clock in the morning, Donna, that you had to start paying at the meters there. I guess because it's close to Mease Hospital, they have different hours. None of us had any problems the last time. We're worried about this next show because supposedly the parking lot on Douglas and Main by the optical place has been sold, and they said it was going to be closed, but it is still not closed, so I'm hoping that it is going to be open for us to park and or visitors to park. When I called Jory, our events coordinator for Dunedin, and I asked her, as vendors, is there any way we can get any kind of free parking without, because there's a 3-hour limit on those parking spaces. She said, no, you got to park in the free lots on Douglas. There must be one on Douglas, and there's one on Scotland. If you go to Facebook, Dunedin/parking, you can pull up the website. There's a page that'll show you exactly what lots in Dunedin are free and which ones are pay lots. So if anyone that lives in Dunedin or goes to the lot, that would be a suggestion to make you cannot make a copy of it though, off the computer, at least I couldn't. Yes,
Rule
Judy?
of thumb is, the lot isn't paved, it's free.
Okay, so it's the grass behind Skips is the reason it's free.
Exactly.
Okay, good, thank you. How did you find that out?
Because I was so pissed about the permit.
Well, that's one of the problems we have here now. Well, if you guys, the guys that I got here really early this morning rather. And so all the people that used to work at the church, are parking in this parking lot, so they don't have to pay. So the parking lot here was almost full when
That's
we got
why
here.
it
That
was full.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, I'm sorry. So that's the deal with, behind Skips. Stony, are we pretty well filled up on Art in the Park for November, right? How about December, January?
We have room.
Okay, so for people that want to still do Art in the Park, January and February, March, April, are still to have some vacancies. November we have 27 vendors coming to November show. It's going to be a full,
I might not sign up for any more. I've signed up for February, January, November, and December.
okay.
Sorry.
Sony, the next one was about, I'm going to call you back up here, about Facebook. If you want to say anything about Facebook, about having people put events in there for you.
Okay.
Something.
Is there anybody in here that uses Facebook that doesn't know about our page? Well, if you go on to Facebook and at the top where it says search, you can put Creative Artists Guild Dunedin, and it'll bring up, we have a page for the club that you can post events or, things you're doing, pictures. It's all private within the club. And then we have an Art in the Park page.
Events and happenings.
Right, which you can share with friends, relatives, if you go to Art in the Park, to get them to come out. So that's a more public page, but we do have the private club page as well.
You have to like us first before we can do that, right? You will have to, if we haven't done that.
Yeah.
And we would get people that we don't know. They really have no reason for wanting to become like our page.
Yeah.
We've had a couple people try to post things for their own benefit.
Oh, yeah, so we have to look to see, are they an artist? Are they even in our area? But, or
How many
it
likes
could
do
just
we
be
have?
they're interested.
Do you know how many likes we have?
I'd have to look.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
I have to be prepared. Wasn't prepared.
I wasn't either. Didn't think about till just now.
Anything
Okay.
else with me?
That's it.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Okay. Now, artist of the month.
Okay. I just want to say, we had some discussions today, and we had a new member that wanted to show, and he come out here, and actually the voting was all done, so I explained that to him, and he was okay with that. We've had that before where you can't really show in the Artist of the Month until the month after you've been juried into, because the whole thing doesn't fit time-wise anyway. And what we'd like to do is from now on is not start voting until 12:30, because some people bring them in later. So we want to give everybody a fair chance to get
And the
Get voted on.
When do the paintings have to be here by? 12:30 or 12:20?
12:30, so I'm okay with that.
So everyone needs to bring their artwork by 12:30.
Yeah, if you can, then, next time if everybody remember not to vote until after 12:30 and everything should work fine.
Barbara?
Scott, just don't put your slips out until after you want them to start voting.
Don't do what?
Don't put your slips out to vote until it's the time that you want.
That's a good recommendation, and I will adhere to that recommendation.
That makes total sense.
That's a good idea. If it ain't there, you can't vote, right? So, all right, and then
I didn't hear the first one.
I wasn't here last time, and John and Sharon ran this for me. So the person that
Tommy
won
Carey.
it didn't have a ribbon. Tony?
Tommy Carey.
Tommy.
Do you want us to keep it up with your stuff? Or you want-
Thank you.
So, congratulations, dear.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry I wasn't here.
I'm sorry too.
And then for this time, it was really close. It really was close this time. And the winner is John. Yeah, with the train.
Now, how's he, someone's got to get the camera so you can come over here and get in front of the camera with your picture. Scott, can you make sure the picture that's showing on the screen, his picture?
Yeah, I painted this. I like the station downtown. I did one of the station, and I decided I want to put a locomotive in there, old thing, and these people are the statues that are down there, and I just put color to them and brought them to life, basically.
Good job, John.
Thank you.
Very good.
How'd you get that train to stand still?
I know.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Now, Miss Donna, you need to know about new members today and all your stuff with the treasury.
I'm not sure if we are here, we have Dominic Capelli. Please stand up and tell us what you do.
Actually, another explanation of something else. I'm a watercolor landscape artist. That's what I do. Sometimes, I've been a digital artist for 10 years. I was trying to be an illustrator and gaming and stuff, and I don't want to do that anymore. I'm trying to transition to traditional media, so it's watercolor and outside stuff as well.
Thank you.
Stacy Dennison. Okay. Anyway, she had said that she does acrylic florals and abstract.
Put it on.
And then we got new people today. Lucy Lignendo.
Aye.
Here.
I just moved from Chicago recently, a few months ago, to Florida, and since I'm painting, I really wanted to find artistic community. Took me a while to find it, and maybe I did. So I was trying different media, however now I'm doing just oil painting, really like it. And so just want to share my work. Most of my work is still in Chicago. But I brought some, and hopefully I'll bring some more, and I want to share it with everybody. Thank you.
Welcome.
Edith Dittrich. Hi, I'm Edith Dittrich. I'm new to the art community, being an exhibitor. Just recently retired, almost 2 years ago. Getting back into my painting skills. I'm a sculptress. I paint acrylic. I create novelty cakes. I was trained by Duff Goldberg from Acer Cakes Food Network. So I'm very interested in the jury process to get a really good assessment of how before we'll build my skills. Very much looking forward to that opportunity. Thank you so much for that. And it's so nice to meet everybody.
Might be the screen up there.
How about
Any more, or is that it, Donna?
how about
Well, I got an
how about the new fellow?
You fell here.
Coleman, which I think she was here last time.
Okay. And there's a gentleman. What was your name?
Jim Jordan.
Okay, Jim Jordan.
I'm a Canadian, and I've been at West Pasco Artists Guild for 3 or 4 years, and they're good people, and it's a good association. But I found there wasn't much exposure in Newport Richey, so I'm very pleased to join this group. I've done all aspects of commercial and fine arts, and pastels or watercolor and oils is what I'm doing right now. So I'm pleased to participate while I'm down. This is our 6th year in Florida, so I'm very pleased to participate with the Guild.
Are you the person that called me up on the phone and talked to me?
Probably.
Okay.
I talked to a few people, but
Yeah.
I've seen everybody last spring, but
Mhm.
of course I don't know who I'm talking to this winter.
Okay.
Are you here just a few months, a
No,
year?
well, we leave on April 1st.
Okay,
We own a place now.
all right.
Donna, can we have the treasurer's report? Do you have the treasurer report to tell everyone how much we got?
Yes, you need me to come over there.
Yeah.
If I can get up. We do have money.
Hey. Did we make one?
That's good, you can stay there.
I see what you mean.
Oh, that's right, because of that, yeah.
Yike. I feel like I'm tied up.
You look like
Anyway.
the hunchback.
Yeah, sure. In October, the beginning of October, we had $3,500.13. And during the month of October, we took in $909 in deposits, and we spent $1,384. So right now we have, well, according to the bank statement, we have $3,024.32. But actually, our current balance is $2668.72 because we just spent $300 on liability insurance. And that is a savings to the club of $900 from what we used to pay.
Donna spent months working
Well,
on this.
at least 2 solid weeks filling out applications with insurance companies. Anyway,
That's all thanks to her hard work.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Watch out for the courts.
What's our projected budget? I mean, our expenses, do you have a projected expense budget for next year? Why is it going up?
we have spent all of the, we have paid all of the bills that we need to for the year. We have paid the city of Dunedin through next spring. We have our insurance for a year. We have paid for the post office box for 1 year. So we're basically,
And you're a nonprofit, correct?
yes.
And how much are we allowed to have a balance then?
I don't really know, to be honest with you.
Because, you know, if we're nonprofit, I think there's a maximum balance that should be carried.
I don't
There
think
may
we
be,
have
but
it.
I don't know what it is.
But we should only be carrying forward, you know, planning to collect what we need to pay out next year. So we shouldn't be carrying a big, so I guess I'm thinking, okay, now we're increasing our membership fee. Our balance is going to go up, and I know
Well-
there are rules and regulations.
But for the luncheon, we've got a lot of expenses that are going to be coming up for the luncheon. The cost of what you guys pay for lunch does not pay for for here or at the judge or for the awards that we give out. So that comes up to a nice amount of money.
No, but we need to be mindful of staying within the criteria.
And we can check that out. Thank
for
you.
the,
Yeah, I need to ask
Yeah.
the accountant about that
Yeah.
because I
Sharon,
don't,
can you write down check nonprofit
I
organization?
don't know.
I think there's something about, you know, you only should be carrying a balance to pay what your expected expenses for the following year should be.
Well, I don't know the answer to some of those questions. I tried to file our report online and we did not any longer know who we were. So I found out that someone for about 3 years hadn't filed. So after that, they sort of revoke you. And so I have to get us reinstated.
That's for IRS,
Yes.
990s.
Yes. So that's something that I'll be working on. I sent the IRS a letter, and once I get a response from them, then I'll be taking care of that. So,
Thank you.
lots of fun.
Barbara, come up and talk about the venues,
Oh, okay.
because we've got the new one.
I'll stand close to you.
Or come on this side, come on this side.
On this side again.
Yeah.
We're going to cuddle for a minute. I have Marguerite's sign-up sheet at the back. We are fully subscribed until I think it's the beginning of April. So April is out back there now. And I realize that that's only going to cover the summer people. We have a new venue that Tommy has helped us with, and we are working on that. But at this point, it's going to be, we're looking for a very narrow criteria of what they're willing to accept for hanging.
And only two
And
pictures.
at this point, only two paintings. So, and they're looking for, they don't want stark realism, they do not want Florida art, they want something funky, retro. So what we're going to be looking, I tried to look at the artists on the website to see what kind of art is represented there, to see who I could, approach. And that it's not up to date, and I know we've got a lot more artists out there with a lot more work, that I'm not aware of. Yep.
I'm going to get a hold of Lori Yulin and see if she can come have a discussion with us on how to, making sure that everyone has their list, their name on our website, and pictures, and how to load them, whether she loads them or we load them. I'm not quite sure. So when we find out the information, we will give it up to everybody, because everyone should update the website so that we have current pictures. So when we have venues that want to see what we have, when they look, they'll see the artwork that we actually have, not the things that you posted 20 years ago when we first set up the website.
So in the meantime, so that we can try and get something up on the wall that is Creative Artists Guild artists, I would ask you, if you don't do representational work, or if you've got something that's a little bit more offbeat and retro, submit, if you could take photographs, send me what you think might fit, and a couple of us will look at it and try and, because we can't have people just dropping in the restaurant with 3 or 4 paintings and trying to figure out whether he will accept them. So if you send them to me, and I will get them on my iPad and make a point, once I've got enough ones that I think would fit in this spot, I'll take it down, and then we get in touch with the one artist who will put 2 paintings up for maybe 2 months at a time.
Where is this place?
It's in Dunedin. It's right down here.
Living
It's a
Room.
restaurant, the living room. It's
A couple of blocks away.
Yeah, he's actually having a big grand opening this weekend with all kinds of things happening. So you could go on. When we were in there, I put my email address down. So I'm getting invitations to all these things, which is really nice. Are you going to change the date for drop-off pickups?
Yeah, for Marguerite's, we're going to go back to what it was prior, 2 years ago, and I guess, for the full time before that. Go back to the first Tuesday of the month between 3 and 3:30. It works better. We don't have to rush out of the demo. I'm not missing half the demos. And people get in a rush when they leave here. They forget to pick up their paintings or forget to drop off. So, and I will continue to remind you a week ahead of time if you've signed up.
Excuse me, but I don't know who you are.
Barbara Connolly.
Okay, because you're saying contact, and I'm saying.
Yeah, it's on the bottom of the sign-up sheet. I think they've got me down on the website as the person in charge of venues. And Marge Giroux has MJ's. She's right over here. So for Marge, I don't oversee Marge's. She takes care of MJ's. So
With Marguerite, what is the procedure if someone wants to buy, a client there comes in and wants to buy a painting?
off the wall, what you've posted on your card, they collect it. And if it's 10%, if it's cash or check, if they take it on the credit card, it's 15%. And on the pickup day, Marguerite has a check ready for the artist that sold. When you come to pick up your paintings and they're not there, that's hopefully it's because they're sold. So, any of you that haven't signed up for that sort of thing, that's what it is. There's the odd occasion where she has not gotten the checks ready, and then there'll be you'll have to go back and pick it up. But they do collect the money themselves.
Someone emailed me about one of my paintings, but it was the actual person who was interested.
Yeah.
And I wondered,
In all,
actually, they text me.
in all fairness, if you have somebody, because you've got that painting up in Marguerite's and they're calling you on it,
Well, yeah, I just
yeah.
wondered if she was going to handle that, if they decided.
if they're
still
yeah,
debating, who
yeah.
knows?
I mean, that's the way it's done.
Okay.
And if for some strange reason they do it, you do it, collect the money, you're going to have to deduct the 10% and give it to
That's
Marguerite.
Very
Yeah,
cheap.
yeah, yeah,
I just
exactly.
didn't know how it was done.
She's very
if
good
she
about
handled
that.
that part of it, or
Yeah,
if you were
as far as
responsible.
I've never heard anybody, collecting it themselves, so.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Is Paula here? Yeah, there you are. You want to discuss Largo and Sterling?
Well, you probably all know about Largo, and I have a sign-up sheet.
But we have new members. They don't know. We got 5 new members.
Okay, we have our show on January. It's Largo Library, and you can bring one painting, $15. The drop-off is December 30th. I have some application in the back, and I also sent a message to everybody, I hope, an email. So
I'm not
you
sure if you have
also-
a totally up-to-date email
Email?
list. When's the
Oh,
last?
I have it now.
Okay, okay, good.
I worked on it, right? So I probably just missed a couple of you. So.
So would you prefer we go ahead and sign up today with your applications here?
Well, today, no. Today you can just sign up a sheet to tell me how many there will be.
Okay,
Then you bring your application, your money, along with your artwork on
on that
December
day.
30th.
Yeah,
How
we
many
don't-
can you take?
One. And it's also open to 3Ds. So if you have sculpture, jewelry, you can enter that.
Size limitation?
Hmm?
Is there a
Size.
size limitation?
Well, artwork no larger than 24 by 30, because it's not a very large place. So,
Sue, did you?
Question?
Sue has a question.
You put jewelry in the show, is it in a case?
yeah, we have the cases and they're locked,
Okay.
so it's very secured. Nice cases.
Sue had a question.
And we have a reception and awards. So it's really a nice show.
Last year, the food was great.
Nice
If
opportunity.
we are out of town, can we have another artist drop our work off for us?
Sure. Or just let me know if you have any problem, but